How long you been single for?
I've been single maybe about 6 years.
6 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So is it hard to get
Yeah, I was
to find another Muslim?
Or is it that you looking for a certain type?
What would be nice is if I found someone who was able to do the same thing like I do. Like when you look at all of them, like most of the Muslim rappers, a few of them are like married, but when they get married, they don't get married to other artists. Mm-hmm. So I think maybe a Muslim man who doing it and in it don't want somebody doing it and in it, because it's probably something about it that they see. They probably want a more reserved wife, right? Quieter. Some probably want them docile. Somebody want a little bit more. Like, I'm a rapper, so that that means that I'm good with words, right? That means you might get a little bit of pushback or a little bit of a little mouth, like here, like, and maybe they don't want that.
As somebody who was married before and now you're not married, and of course you probably looking, is it difficult to find somebody?
Yeah.
Or like that? How is the pick of the Muslim man litter? That's what I'm asking.
That's a good question.
It's a lot of,
because you made it real narrow.
It is. It's narrow. It depends on what you're looking for. Like, if you don't want incarceration, then that makes it smaller. Because, a lot of, unfortunately, a lot of Muslims still in jails. It really depends on what you want to look for and what you're willing to put up with. And some Muslims have substance abuse issues. So in my opinion, and for what I'm looking for, like, to me, I automatically cross them off the list. No disrespect, but a man couldn't be my husband and drink alcohol. He would have to have a real solid plan for how he planning to quit. Like, we're not doing that. And then, a lot of Muslims, they experiment with other drugs. I definitely can't do the cigarettes, and I don't do weed either. So it's like, basically, you can't do drugs, and you can't. So no, I'm like, no substances. I'm be knocking every last one of them. So, and there's a number of Muslims who have battling with those issues. So when you take those out, and then if you, depending on what you're doing about incarceration has its own like bullet points. Like, how long you been out, what was you incarcerated for, if you've been out, are you employed, gainfully employed? Like, what about recidivism? Like, what's your mindset? Like, are you trying to go back, or would you do anything to go back? Or you are a little careful more about how you move so that you don't really have to go back if you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when somebody did a murder and they caught a body. Okay. Now, are you quick tempered and don't mind having to catch another body for no reason, or little to no reason at all? Or like, are you really thinking it through? And like, if you had to, it would be a really good reason, like our safety was really in danger, or someone tried to invade our home, or whatever, they broke into our house, or whatever, something crazy like that.
Those are all good questions.
So I'm like, so those are things I'm thinking about. Incarceration, you had a plan, you came home. Did you, what's the situation with parole? Like, can you travel? Can you go any place? Or you gotta stay here? For how long you gotta stay here? So it will be questions. So it's not so much that I shut that out or shut them down, but that's one thing. And then there's the polygamy aspect of it. And sometimes wives make that real difficult.
That's what I was about to say.
Because I support polygamy just because I know that there's a need for it. And I know that there's more women than men in the world. And when the women gotta pick, you gotta also count in, even when you take out incarceration, you take out the substance abuse. When we look at the men race as a whole, what about for those who not gonna marry outside of their race? So brothers is single, but is a brother from Thailand or Indonesian brother, will he really marry me? Or would he be interested? Would his family let him? A Guyanese brother may not marry me because I don't know how to make dal puri or roti.
I'm telling you, we said right in here. We talk to people. We talk to other Muslims from other communities, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, and we ask them every time, would you marry a black sister? They say no. We said, would you let me marry your daughter or your sister? They all say no. And their thing is, we're not racist. We just want to keep our culture together. We want to maintain our culture. So,
and that's why we should probably do the same.
We should do the same
when you
thing.
think of it, 'cause
Yeah.
I have no problem with black men, even though I feel like at certain points they don't really value us. They devalue
No, they don't.
us as a
We
woman.
don't, man.
They don't really treat us the way they should be treating us. Sometimes they're, when it comes to marriage, they're like tasting with us. They getting with us, like sampling, then be like out and disappear, or like just do crazy stuff to divorce them. Then they gonna now marry a friend. They gonna sample with her too. Because when they was out in the dunya before Islam, they was playboys, and it was like they was Jerome or whatever.
No, we still like that.
The player from the Himalayas, and they was doing that. And now in Islam, it's like they want the same thing. So it's like they dipping and dodging, having children with different women, and I keep
You know what it is?
bouncing here, everything, having people on the welfare services, not really maintaining them. So it's like African American brothers have a bad rap because they do stuff like that. Not to say no one never else does anything abusing them. People like, where does all the aggression and anger towards the women to the point where you put hands on them? Where does that come from? I'm like, I've never met a Caucasian or any sister married to a Caucasian brother that was saying he was hitting her or beating, or like, what's the percentage like of the Caucasian brothers that do that to their wives? Or like just certain things.
We just will never know. It's different with us because we have issues. Every other race has issues like we do. The difference is they have community and we don't have strong community. So our issues are on Front Street. And so then what happens, the men in our community, they got trust issues. So they're looking like, I can tell you as a black man, right? And I've been married quite a few times, right? I can tell you that most of us are looking to prevent hardship and aggravation. We're looking for ease, the same way the women are looking for ease. You know what I'm saying? So when you went through stuff already, and now you went through it, you had this bad breakup or whatever you had, and then now you trying to go into the next thing. You know everything you don't want already. And then, unfortunately for both of us, especially women get back into situations, and then next thing you know, it's a whole nother shit show that reminded them of what they already had. And you're like, nah, I can't do that. And then you get the stigma, like the same way women get stigma. Y'all keep getting married over and over again. I got that stigma too. I've been married 5 times, so I got the same little stigma on me. But with this, what I tell non-Muslims, right? Like, we get that stigma, but we don't got boyfriend and girlfriends in Islam. So at the end of the day, you either married or not. If I want a girlfriend, I gotta marry. If I want a wife, I gotta marry. If I want a side joint, I gotta marry. Like whatever type of relationship is, we have to be married. And then so now when you come back and you use this term marriage, and they're like, well, how many times have you been married? Look, I've been married 5 times. They won't judge you, but you're like, well, wait a minute, how many boyfriends you had? You know what I mean? How many girlfriends you had? Like how many side joints you had?
Yeah.
So
how many partners you have? How many kids you have all over that? You're not really parenting.
And I personally don't like that like we all do it, because I say it too, like when we was in the dunya. No, we still in the dunya. We Muslim, we in the dunya. You know what I mean? We've been enlightened, but we still in the dunya. We still gotta struggle with this stuff. Yeah, so you know, it's
think about that. So that there's those issues like of people not marrying out the race. There's the issues of men that are not ready. Sometimes men are in school or whatever, and they might have something else going on. They might not really like have housing quarters.
Right.
No, they're like, I can't really do a wife right now. I'm trying to get on my feet. I don't really have nowhere to live since I'm in the shelter. Like if a man live in a shelter and stuff, he's not ready right now because he himself got his own house issue. Unless you're trying to move him in with you, but then when you move him in with you, can he help contribute to these to the household bills and stuff?
That's a lot, man.
So it's when we think about it, it'd be stuff to think about. And then the gender issue with some people that are like down low, or the gay or whatever, that counts too, because that's less men for us because they don't really want to be with women, or they're not really trying to rock with women. They gay, and we have gay Muslims and LGBTQ or whatever.
Oh, we got all that crap.